We welcome one and all to this service of worship. May God's richest blessings be with all who graduate as they enter into this new time in their lives. We welcome as our speaker today, Ms. Catherine D'Amato. Catherine D'Amato has been in the food industry since she was 8 years old, first helping out in her father's restaurant, and now as CEO and president of the Greater Boston Food Bank, providing nutritious meals to the hungry, and in between lies a lifetime of service. In the 1970s, Ms. D'Amato ran a small local food cupboard. She soon organized the area's many similar operations into a larger, more efficient food pantry program, and in 1979, created the even larger San Francisco Food Bank to supply those pantries. From there, she moved east as executive director of the Food Bank of Western Massachusetts, where she established the first food bank farm in the United States, inspiring dozens of food banks to follow suit. In 1995, Ms. D'Amato assumed leadership of the Greater Boston Food Bank, which at the time distributed 7.5 million meals per year. Today, the food bank is a $100 million charitable organization serving 82 million healthy meals each year through more than 600 distribution sites in 190 cities and towns in eastern Massachusetts. Ms. D'Amato holds a bachelor's degree in theology, pausing here for emphasis, theology from the University of San Francisco and business management certificates from Harvard University and Smith College. She serves on the boards of trustees of Fidelity Charitable and Eastern Bank and the boards of directors of the Forsyth Institute and the Massachusetts Food Association. She continues to work to end food insecurity with the belief that fresh, healthful foods can help move people from dependency to roles as thriving contributors. On this beautiful day, will you join me in giving a warm Marsh Chapel, Boston University greeting to our distinguished speaker this morning.
Good morning, graduates. It's my pleasure to be with you today, but today we celebrate you, and for those listening, we celebrate you as well. It's my sincere thanks to President Brown and to Reverend Hill for inviting me to be with you here today, and it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day and a beautiful setting, even outside the chapel, but it speaks to our engagement with community and with the environment, and to take care of both. So as we reflect on your accomplishments this morning, we cannot remove COVID-19 from your experience as a student, as a parent, as a son or a daughter. It has touched us all. This pervasive virus has changed our lives forever. Many of you have experienced sadness, disappointment, and for some of you, the loss of a loved one during this very terrible time. While COVID is a pandemic, hunger is an epidemic. Hunger is now at historic numbers in every city, state, country, and around the world. And sadly, the volatility, complexity, and consequences will be with us for years, and for some, lifetimes. The challenge we face together will require us to also recognize all the challenges your generation is now witnessing firsthand. Racial inequality, economic inequality, food insecurity, educational access, climate change, and the list goes on and on and on. The intersectionality of poverty is before us, surrounded by profound truths of inequity and injustice. If you ever doubted your ability to help, to make a difference, to make an impact, large or small, doubt no more. Now is the time to act. We each have our own journey that informs our choices. Yours will take you from this point into the future, into a bit of the unknown. As earlier noted, when I was much younger, I truly believed I was going to be a singer. And here I am, a food banker, a sagey one at that. For my entire career, I've fought for justice. My experiences informed my choices, but it wasn't my original career choice. My grandparents were immigrants, and my parents were struggling at working class, and eventually opened a restaurant when I was 8, and that moved us from working class to middle class. It changed my life. The values in my family were strong. We had shelter, food, family, and friends. We were taught to always help others. In our case, this often meant feeding anyone coming to the back door of the restaurant, seeking food in exchange for work. No work required. Instead, everyone was seated at a table, treated with respect, and fed a nutritious meal. I reflect now and think that it's no wonder that I studied theology. It's no wonder that I committed my life's work to helping others to gain access to food. It all makes sense to me. Hunger is agnostic. Even in this period of extreme beliefs that polarize us, hunger has no political affiliation. It can show up at anyone's doorstep. It can happen to all of us. It can be in any city, in any state, in any country. It is prevalent on half of the U.S. college campuses. The Greater Boston Food Bank, together with others, have worked hard to battle this epidemic. Studies indicate that 1 in 10 in the world are hungry, 1 in 6 in the United States, 1 in 3 in Massachusetts do not know where their next meal is coming from. And recently, the World Health Organization called hunger the greatest threat to public health. Hunger is clearly top of mind for me. And I believe that together we can bring empathy forward to solve this problem. Yet if hunger is not what resonates for you, I ask you to take a moment and confirm what does resonate. What issue might have your voice behind it? What cause do you feel passionate about? What are you personally connected to? What is that one thing that has a connection to your life, to your story? I encourage you to think about this and to know it. It will present itself. It didn't make sense to me that it was that 8-year-old girl that was going to fight hunger for her entire career until much later when I was doing it. And I wanted to know, how did I get here? What happened? You can use your gifts, both those you have earned and the gifts you have been given. You can make a difference for others, and some might say you have a very unique, unprecedented opportunity in this very unique, unprecedented moment. As I look at you, I am encouraged. I see enormous potential. I see smart, capable people ready to make an impact. You think differently. You have the commitment to advance good. You care about the environment and about health and about your community. You can use technology to connect with each other and to others more than ever before. There is so much you can do if you choose to act. And as we listen to the readings this morning, they call us to do something, to know when to do, when to act. And I believe, most importantly, that this means we must fight inertia and complacency. Do not be indifferent. Be authentic. Talk to your friends, your family, your coworkers about what you care about. Give voice to those who cannot speak. Wherever you go next, back home, another city, another country, or right here in Boston, be sure to know your community. Take time to learn. As a start, consider looking at the inequities of poverty, such as racial injustice, economic injustice, food insecurity. Get involved. That's how you will learn more about how you can actually help, how you can make your community better. Share what you know and encourage others to join you in this action. The values I learned as a small child have not changed. They've evolved. I'm more aware, and I've grown in my empathy. I have seen the shame it takes to seek out help. I've also witnessed the relief that comes with the gift of understanding, acceptance, and support, and literally food. In my world, people often ask me, what frustrates you the most? It's an easy question to answer. We are not fixing something that can be fixed. Hunger is a solvable problem, yet it takes political will and public engagement to solve it. This is true about a lot of issues. Yet we certainly know with food a lot about it. We know how to grow it, transport it, store it, cook it, most importantly, eat it. We do it every day. Simply put, the answer does not require a sophisticated science or chemistry. There is no drug, no vaccine needed. There is a solution to cure this epidemic: food. That's why I and so many others are fighting together, working hard to secure it, to find it, and to make sure that it gets to those who need it the most. So I ask you, in this day of reflection, what will you fight for? Will you be indifferent, or will you be authentic? By being who you are and using your talents for good, you can help make life better. You can make it more beautiful. You can transform and help a life and a community. And I believe you will. I am so encouraged by what I see here today at Boston University. To be part of this morning's ceremony and then to be a part of this afternoon. You give me hope. I told you earlier that when I was younger, I wanted to be a singer. Well, even though I chose a different career path, it turns out I can still sing. So let me leave you with a song, a Navajo prayer that I put to music years and years ago, but has always stayed with me. It's a blessing to honor all of you and the many contributions you are going to make when you leave here today back to your communities to cause and effect change. In the hours of my life, there I wander. In the hours of my happiness, I wander. Beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty below me, all around me. In the hours of my life, there I wander. In the hours of my happiness, I wander. Beauty before me, beauty behind me, beauty below me, all around me. Make the world a beautiful place. Thank you.